Hi, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Krista with Reverse Mortgage Educators. On today's episode of Let's Get You More Business. Okay, so Ryan, these reverse mortgages, we say over and over again that the borrower can live in the property until they're 150 years old. Have we seen that happen yet?
I have not seen that happen yet. But technically, you could get your reverse when you're 62 and live there till you're 150. Okay. But let's face it, things happen before we get to 150. Some people pass away, some people get sick, and then the heirs need to be able to come in and take over. They need to be able to help their parents with whatever that situation is. And many times those heirs are going to need to sell the home. So we want the heirs to know who you are because you sell homes. Now, let's talk about how we can do this. So along the way of the journey of having a reverse mortgage, as you start holding it longer, of course, the probability of something happening becomes greater. And so we want these heirs to reach out to you. But let's start with actually a story that I just happened to come across recently and involved me and a real estate agent. So I was teaching a class here recently, and I was talking to the agents in our class about knowing where the reverse mortgages are at in your neighborhood. And an agent said, I have a neighbor about 4 doors down that has a reverse mortgage. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, you know him? And she said, yeah, I know him a little bit. I'm like, does he have his house in a trust? She's like, I don't know. So we pulled it up in class. House did not have a trust. I said, this house doesn't have a trust. Like, this person could be in jeopardy of having a hard time if something happens to them. They've had this loan for about 14 years. I said, that's a pretty long time to have a reverse mortgage. I said, do you know anything that might have happened with the borrower recently? And she said, yeah, he had a stroke, he had heart issues. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a perfect example of what happens with these loans. People get these loans, sometimes they don't put them in a trust. The heirs really don't know what's going to go on. The people get sick. And then we have an heir that can't communicate with the servicer because they don't have the paperwork in place. This is a perfect entry point for a real estate agent to get in there and help them. But what we need to do, like my friend that was a realtor in class, is we need to find out where you can find people that are going to need your help. So welcome to our next segment for Title Pro. So let's find some reverse mortgage borrowers that you could reach out to them. Let's log into Title Pro. And then once we're logged into Title Pro, we want to click on Lists. And from the List tab, we're going to choose an area, right? And what area do we want to choose?
Anywhere that's convenient for you. Between your office, your home, where you're driving by. We don't want any excuses not to stop by again.
That's right. Second thing we need to do is find people that have
reverse mortgages.
Reverse mortgages. So if you go to the Mortgage tab, you can click on Other, and then you can go to the Reverse Mortgage and click that button and click Include. So now you have people in your area that have reverse mortgages. The next thing I like to do is see if I can find reverse mortgages that have seasoned a little bit. As you hold the reverse mortgage longer, the probability of something happening to someone unfortunately gets higher. So I would go to the Mortgage tab and scroll down the screen till you get to see last transaction date. Okay, the last recorded transaction, because we're looking to see when the reverse mortgage was recorded. Now, it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it's going to be pretty good. So you click that, and then you'll have a box at the top that says choose your dates. I would choose anything that's had a reverse mortgage recorded probably within the last, I would say maybe 14 to 9 years. So if you enter in the date from the date of 14 years ago, and then you have the end date for about 10 years ago, you have some older reverse mortgages, okay? Now, in our example here, you'll see that we come up with this particular area that we did in Long Beach with about 9 of them here, right? Because now we know where some of these older reverse mortgages are. We can see how their house is titled, and we can send something to them where the heirs would want to get a hold of us. So we have 2 letters inside of our website. One of them speaks specifically if the house does not have a trust. We say, reverse mortgage borrowers, your heirs are in jeopardy of not being able to easily inherit your reverse mortgage home. They have no trust. You can choose that letter. If we see the house not in a trust, you simply go to the screen that allows you to say, without a trust. Here's the other thing, you just want a general letter. So you just want to say, reverse mortgage borrower. Sometimes a servicing company with a reverse mortgage can ask very specific things of your heirs if something happens to you. Let's make sure you have all those documents in order. And we've just broken off a little piece of the iceberg here for you today to try to see if we can't get you in more conversations with people with reverse mortgages because their business is there, right? What's the average age of a home seller right now?
About 60.
About 60, probably think like 57 to 60 years old is the average age of a home seller. We want to get you in front of those individuals. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining us. Make sure you tune in for our next class when it comes to using Title Pro and trying to develop prospects. Thanks for joining us.
Take care.